I knew a woman from my past. She just came out and she doesn't know where to go. And I told her that I'm sorry that she faced rejection, and tears started streaming down her face. And she said, I wish I would have talked to you last month before I tried to take my life.
When I was 14, I lived in a car, I lived in a ditch. I was really struggling with depression, struggling with suicidal ideation. I was struggling with a family of addiction, poverty.
When I first started out in Ozone House, I didn't care about my goals. I didn't have goals. My thing was, what am I gotta do to get food for the day? What I gotta do to get clothes? What I gotta do to get a place to sleep? I didn't think about goals. I thought about surviving.
They put me in a position where I could connect to other people who were going through the phases I was going through.
I got involved in Ozone House because I wanted to help the community that helped me while I was down.
I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for Ozone House. I don't know, and I don't want to think about it.
We're turning 50 this June. We've been doing this work a long time. We've been taking a stand since the absolute beginning.
And a lot of nonprofits come and go, but the fact that we've been here, a part of our community for that long, shows that we matter to this community, that we're doing valuable work.
Everybody really believes in what they're doing. Everybody is super into the mission.
If it was not our couch at the drop-in center, they were literally on the street. It's really scary to think about what would have happened if Ozone House wasn't there. Now to think all these years later at how many young people and how many families that they've helped.
We often worry if we weren't here, what would happen? The alternative is clinging on to adults that aren't safe, that might exploit young people, snowballing into deeper crisis, which makes it harder to get out of.
Everything I learned about living in this world, I learned at Ozone House. I learned about the importance of centering and lifting young people's voices.
I think Ozone House has always been focused on youth first. We've stayed true to that mission, and I think that's why we've lasted as long as we have.
And again, it's all about investing in our future, promoting optimal health.
We serve youth that are at risk of losing their housing or domestic violence, mental health issues, family domestic issues as well.
Young people really want this world to be a better place. They can't understand why we're not taking care of each other better.
If we have to make contact with a young person after they've committed a crime, they're just trying to survive. That means as a society, we have failed. I think Ozone House is uniquely positioned to help us not fail.
People that are homeless, and young people in particular, they don't want the rest of us to know that they're homeless. A lot of them are invisible.
I think a lot of people don't see or recognize that. They don't see Washtenaw County as a place where there is homelessness.
I've been living in this community on a campus in a bubble, but when you step off campus, there are young people, just like in Wayne County, everywhere, that were really struggling.
An organization like Ozone House really gives a safe and comfortable place for folks to come in and talk about the challenges that they're facing and to receive the support that they need.
These are people who are even younger than me going through what I went through as an adult. So I just wanted to make sure that they have what they need when they come through Ozone House.
There's a more holistic approach to taking care of them and making sure that all of their needs are met.
We have too many young folks in Washtenaw County that are in survival mode. They don't have the resources to meet their basic needs: shelter, food, clean water, a safe space to navigate challenges.
I don't have to think so hard about where my next meal is coming from. I don't have to think so hard about where I'm sleeping tonight. I don't have to think so hard on how I'm going to get blankets because the winter is coming and we don't have blankets in our home.
In the last year, there was 4.3 million young people that experienced an episode of homelessness in 1 year's time, nationally.
Homelessness is definitely an epidemic, and it cannot be ignored.
It's a national issue, and it trickles all the way into this community.
I didn't have a voice. I didn't have an idea what the future is going to be. They showed me that I am more than what I thought I was.
I study social work at Eastern Michigan University. I currently serve as an advocate for at-risk youth, both foster and homeless youth. I recently won the KC Family Programs for Children's Excellence Award, and it goes to the top advocate in the country for child welfare.
It's so amazing seeing someone who's gone through so much and seeing them come out through the other side. It's beautiful.
It's amazing to think that, I went from a statistic to a social worker.
Quality care comes with a quality space, and we need to show our young people that we truly care for them.
We purchased 5.5 acres of land on the Huron River, 19,000 square feet. We're gonna have 16 separate bedrooms. We can house safely up to 32 young people.
With the staggering numbers of youth homelessness going up and increasing in Washtenaw County, we can actually establish a place of hope for people for more than just 6 beds.
Lots of kids are coming from situations where they don't feel safe. And so being able to have a private space where they feel safe is super important.
Having lived there, having been there, having to share a room with someone, not exactly the most pleasant experience.
I mean, the last thing you want to do when you're unsure and you're unsafe is to be around other people who are also unsafe and unsure.
Many kids are still going to school, so they're navigating academic work on top of therapy work, on top of adjusting to a new environment, and they need places to be kids because these are kids.
We can have a real training center to develop the skills that they need to go find jobs, to go to college if they want to go to college, to really have our youth get a full experience of what it's like to be part of a family.
There's going to be so much more opportunity. So many people are going to have an actual chance to be somebody. They don't have to worry about being on the street because this new facility is going to give them hope.
We're sending a message to the community that our children matter, that we value them, and that we're investing in their future. To be able to meet the needs of the young people that are being served, you've got to have proper facility to do so.
And it's not just a one-time check. You're part of the story, and you're part of the family of Ozone House, and you get to be a part of that positive change in young people's lives.
I stand with youth.
I stand with youth.
I stand with youth.
Ozone House sticks to their mission, and they truly believe in hearing youth, being for youth, and standing with youth.
Will you stand with youth?
Will you stand with youth?
Will you stand with youth?
Will you stand with youth?